So, good morning, my dear students. Today, once again, we are going to start with a new concept. Before going with the new concept, just I will wrap up what actually yesterday have been lectured or given a lecture on you for Java. Today, the different types or different features of Java you have seen. Within that one, the first one you have seen what is meant by simple feature, object oriented, platform independent. Then proceeding with the next slide, that is secured, robust, and architectural, natural, or structural oriented. We can call that one as. Then you have moved to the next one, that is portable, high performance, distributed, multi-threaded, dynamic, and so these are all the different things you have been seen in the previous class. So what you can understand from this one, Java is going to act a very or plays a very important role in the form of programming languages. So for that sake, nowadays whatever the gaming pattern or games or any web applications are used by defining with the Java programming language. So it is going to play a very important role in internet programming. As you have seen within the history of Java, that first it was used for electronic purpose, then afterwards it was not suited for particular purposes, then after then it was accessed to um, what internet programming. Then afterwards you are going to write the general purpose and specific purpose programming languages within this one. So we shall say today with a very important part of your Java, that is nothing but called as JDK environment. JDK environment is nothing but called as, it is a part of your Java programming language where it is called as Java Development Kit, which is a software development environment used for developing Java application and applets. Here, JDK is used to write the programs. JDK is used to write the Java programs. I am going to write the C or DS programs or any another type of programs in your previous semester, like that way. JDK is a particular format or environment where you are going to write programs, normal programs or looping programs or array programs or anything which are called as an applications, and it is also used for an applets also. It includes the JRE, another word called as JRE. JRE already I said that, I will explain in the next statement. JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment, where you are going to run the programs in the form of interpreter loader called as Java, and a compiler called as JavaC, an archive file called as jar, and a documentation generator called as Java doc, and other tools needed in the Java development. JDK is going to include JRE, Java, JavaC, jar file, and Java doc. And now when you are going to write on any applications or any applets, you need with JRE, Java, and as well as JavaC. What is JRE? JRE is nothing but it is an environment where you are going to run your programs, and Java is nothing but called as execution of a program. So it is called as interpreter or loading your program to be in a running mode, and Java C is used for compilation purpose. Already you are knowing what actually meant by the compilation. Compilation is nothing but called as what? It is a part of checking the errors and syntactically, logically, and runtime also. Those all the three different types of errors you can look after with Java C. If any class name is not defined, if that class is not having an object or a variable is not declared and you have been used, and as well as you want to have the warnings, you have declared the variables and you are not at all used within the programming language, logically you are having any problems, like if you are using any functions and it is not defined its own header file or import files, that time the Java compiler is going to do everything, and a jar is nothing but called as Java archive file, means it creates an object file for your programming language, and Java generator or a Java documentation generator which is used for Java doc, and so many another different types of development kits you are going to use here. So JDK environment will be included with each and every information to execute your applications as well as applets. People new to Java may be confused about whether the use the JRE or the JDK. Yes, 100% you are going to have a confusions. To run a Java application and applets, simply download the JRE file. However, to develop Java application and applets as well as run them, the JDK is needed. JDK is in a folder where you are going to run your programs, and JRE is an application or a setup file which is present within your JDK. Means it helps the Java programs to execute without having any problem to be connected to your Java development kit. Java development kit is a platform where you are going to run your programs for an applications as well as an applets. At that time, JRE is going to play a very important role. So, whenever JDK is installed, 100% there should be a download of JRE. Java developers are initially presented with the two Java JDK tools, that is called as Java and Java C. Both run from the command prompt. And another one thing, as you already seen, that Java C you are executed within Unix. Java can also be executed within Unix as well as Windows command prompt. So Java source files are simply text files saved with an extension of .java. How you are going to save a C programming? You will be saving the C programming with file name .c. Like that we here also, when you are going to write any programs of your own, or you are going to take any systematical approach, at that time when you complete your programs, you will be saving those all the names with .java itself. After writing and saving the Java source code, the Java C compiler is invoked to create .class file. Here it is very important, listen very carefully. When you save the file with .java, at that position, next position you will be going with what? Java C compiler. How you are going to compile there in your C programming within Unix, you will be using with GCC file name .c. When you are going to compile, at that time you are going to get the errors, or it is going to create some different set of files. Like that we here also, when you are going to compile the programming, at that position you will be using with the command called as Java C, which is used to create a class file. Which is used for what sake? For creating a class file. Class file here it is going to have with object language or a particular byte code. What you can say? Java C, what it is going to do? It converts your source code program to byte code. Then afterwards you are going to go for Java, which is going to convert the entire byte code to the bits code, and it is going to display you the information or a result for your program. That is the importance of going with the Java developers. For developers who wish to work in an integrated development environment, IDE is an integrated development environment, means it will be coming by step. When once you are going to have with Java the development kit, for that sake you are going to use with Java, Java C, JRE, jar, and Java doc. This is nothing but called as integrated, means you are coming from very initial to the final stage. We can call that one as integrated development environment. A JDK bundled with NetBeans can be downloaded from the Oracle website. Such IDEs speed up the JDK process by introducing point and click and drag and drop features for creating an applications. This IDE it is a particular format or environment wherein which you can drag and drop the applications. You will be seeing these all the things in your applets. There are different JDKs for various platforms. The supported platforms include Unix, Linux, Sun Solaris, Mac OS. Users need a different software development kit which includes adaptations of some tools found in the JDK. So, what you can understand from this particular JDK means, to execute or to write or to compile the programming languages, you need a platform. The platform here it is JDK. Within that one you are going to have the different tools called as JRE, Then you're going to have the Java, Java C, jar, and Java doc, and Java library, or different types of other tools you are going to use. So this is all about your JDK environment. Further, we'll be moving to the next very important concept called as JVM. Has in your features, I have said that I will be explaining JVM in the coming days, coming class. JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. It is going to stand in between a person and the computer, or we can say the byte code, the source code, and the machine language. Java virtual machine is an abstract machine. It is a specification that provides a runtime environment in which Java bytecode can be executed. As you said that, as I said, it is used at the time of what? Runtime. And why you want to use the Java JVM? To convert the bytecode to be in an executional positions. JVMs are available for many hardware and software platforms. What is JVM? As a specification, as an implementation, as an runtime instance. So as a specification, where working of JVM is specified, but the implementation provider is independent to choose the algorithm. Its implementation has been provided by Oracle and other companies. And implementation is known as JRE, means JVM is going to work with what? JRE tool of JDK platform. Runtime instances. Whenever you write a Java command on the command prompt to run the Java class, an instance of JVM is created 100%, because every program is going to have its own class file. What you can call that one as an instance of JVM. Why we wanted to create? You are not going to create the class file. When you are going to compile the program, at that position the computer itself, or a JVM or a JRE itself, will be creating an class file to have a connection with your line by line codes of the source, because computer could not understand your English like statements. At that position, you need to create an instance. That instance will be created by whom? A JVM in a form of a dot class file. What it does? Java JVM performs the following operations: loads the code, verifies the code, executes the code, and provides a runtime environment. What do you mean by loading? Loading is nothing but called as saving the file. How you are going to save a file? The .java is called as saving a file. Verifies the code. Verifies code means you are going to compile the program. You are going to execute the program. Then you are going to check the program whether they are having any errors or what. Execution by using with Java C. And executes code means you are going to run the program, give the values, receive the values, get the results, compute the things, compare the things, do anything you are going to do. It can be done by using with your executing code. Provides a runtime environment means it is going to have a connection in between of those. We can call them as what? Provides and runtime environment. What JVM provides for you? It is going to provide a memory area for long lasting. Then it is used for class file format. As I said that when you are going to create an instance, at that time it will be creating with dot class file, wherein which it is going to set a connection in between your source code to the execution mode. Register set is used for defining each and every information to be stored at the specific memory address. Garbage collected heap means if the variable or object which is not used for long time, at that position JVM is going to move that unwanted unnecessary objects from the program, from the memory area to the garbage collection. Factual error reporting: if there are any errors, if you have made like syntactical or runtime or logical, at that time JVM is going to say that this is a particular error where you are going to have to change it. So this is what you mean by a JVM. The JVM you see here, Let's understand the internal architecture of a JVM. It contains class loader, memory area, execution engine. There are two different types of JVM I have drawn for you to understand. This is what JVM is going to do, and this is how the program is going to be executed. Like class loader means you are created a class. When you created a class means it is going to have a memory space. This is nothing but called as a class area. Then after to that one you are going to have with a heap to store within a part, and the stack to run them in an order. PC register how many times you have been executed. Native method stack means how you have executed. So the square box within that one, all five different types of options are nothing but called as what? Memory areas are located by a JVM. Whenever you are going to create a program, when you are going to execute the programs. Execution engine, when there is no any problem you are going to have within the memory areas allocated by JVM, at that position you will be having with the execution engine, which is going to take an interface between a native methods. Native methods means if you are incorporating with string methods or mathematical methods or any C programming methods within your program, at that time JVM is going to play a very important role. This is nothing but called as an architecture of your JVM. Then how the program will be executed. So you are having a one oval or a box. One box is there. That box is going to have with the Java source code. Java source code is sent to Java compiler. That Java compiler, what it is going to do, it is going to compile the program, and that compiled program will be set in a form of bytecode. Bytecode will be returning to the interpreter, and that interpreter will be sent to the operating system to run your program without having any problem. This is nothing but called as the process of your JVM. The source code is compiled first. The compilation of a code will be converted to bytecode. Then you are going to go for an Java or JVM, where Java interpreter will be converting the given bytecode in a form of bits. Bits means single word, single characters. Then you are going to execute the program. Then you are going to have the different set of explanations you are going to have. Just see them. We will end the class here itself. Rest other things we shall see in next class. Thank you.